Well, this is it, I guess. Feels very different from the last time I left Galawain's tusks. And now, without Solace, there's no reason for me to ever come back.
Gosh, you made some good points before it killed him. I hope you're not too upset about what happened.
Upset? Nah. You only destroyed my lifelong home, just as I was reconnecting with it. No big deal.
Please, be honest with us, Marius. Are you going to be alright?
I'll be fine. It's not like I have any more childhood homes that can be destroyed.
Solace is gone, but its people aren't. You're still here, and we're still with you. Not to spoil the moment with good news, but I doubt the rest of the island has been quiet while we've been looking for the garden. Things have only gotten more tense since Fjord, and the Steel Garrote probably hasn't been doing us any favors on that front.
Especially when they're led by a woman who doesn't seem interested in staying dead. Not to mention, after we take care of the Envoy's little god problem, we'll still have an empire bearing down on us.
Politics draws as much blood as any battlefield.
At least on the battlefield, you can count on getting stabbed in the front.
Can't say I'm too excited about just walking into the garden. I grew up learning I needed to protect that place, but it never felt like more than a children's tale to me.
I hear you. This island is weird enough when all we have to worry about are vengeful plans and soul-altering corruption.
Am I the only one who's looking forward to the garden? We're pioneers, stepping into the great unknown, a land of mystery.
We have to remember to love them in spite of their lack of proper enthusiasm, dearie.
You aren't frightened.
Of course we're frightened, but when has that ever stopped us? I have a theory about the garden, or a warning, depending on how you want to look at it. Sapadal has been imprisoned a long time. The garden will be a reflection of their dreams, their nightmares, their madness.
I wouldn't be surprised if we saw visions or hallucinations, and not even the fun kind.
Yeah, I'm just getting upset. That's great. Thank you, Yatsli.
Anytime, darling.
Before we go any further, I have to ask you something. You told the Inquisitor that you intend to kill Sapadal. Is that still the plan?
Do you disapprove?
If only it were that simple. Sapadal is responsible for the spiritual health of the living lands, and the island has suffered for it. No matter what the Inquisitor said, I don't believe there's a right or wrong choice to make here. Just the one you believe in.
That doesn't make the choice any easier.
Good. Who said it has to be? Remember, we're stepping into a realm that is both physical and spiritual in nature. If you can call it nature. There's no telling how long we'll be gone. For all we know, time could run backwards in the garden.
Does anyone feel like turning back? This may take a while.
Not a chance. We're a crew now, so you're stuck with me until the end. Marius?
I told you I'd be with you till the end. I don't go back on my promises. What about you, Giada?
You're not going into the garden without me. I have to see this with my own eyes. Yatsli, if you feel like running back to Quilichi, now would be the time. No one would think less of you.
And tell Quilichi that I missed out on the most exciting part.
Alright then. We're in this together.
Fair weather or foul?
I plan on wandering the garden whether I'm traveling with you or not. I have to find out what the big deal is.
Agreed. I'm not waiting in camp while the rest of you have all the fun. Hope to see you out there, Marius.
Well, let's go then. We can't keep your god waiting.
Giada's the only one with something to say? Really? I don't believe that. Kai?
When you find Sapadal, I hope you tell him how much I love what they've done with this place.
There is something beautiful amidst the chaos.
And you've got to enjoy it where you can find it. Besides, as divine prisons go, I can imagine much worse.
You never take a prisoner unless you're sure you can hold them. Sapadal's been rattling their bars. finding weak points.
True enough. Makes me wonder if confinement was the real goal, or simply the only option at the time. One thing's for sure, imprisonment has only riled Sapadal up. Judging from their outbursts at Mount Forja and Nakukubel, they haven't exactly taken this time to reflect and relax.
They were volatile before their imprisonment. Since then, they've unleashed the Dream Scourge.
Exactly. And what are the odds that centuries of imprisonment have improved their temper? Setting them free means gambling with the lives of everyone in the Living Lands. It's not worth it, but it's not my call. I don't envy you having to deal with a loose cannon of a god. But I envy even less the mess you're going to have when, we escape this place.
Dealing with Sapadal won't diffuse the political tensions of the Living Lands.
Lucky thing your Emperor sent his best representative as his envoy, right? You'll have your work cut out for you.
I was sent to deal with the Dream Scourge, not politics.
And some days you wake up and the deck of your ship's covered in bird shit. You can clean it up or you can step in it. That's the choice.
That's true.
You may have averted the attack on Fjord, but this is one situation where it's the thought that counts. And yeah, I know that's on the Steel Garrote, but it's not lost on anyone that your people despise animancy. Not when Hilgard banned the practice in Paradise.
I see your point.
Oh, I wish I were finished. You helped Ludwig destroy Nakukubel, and while most people don't give a tarnished skate for godless ruins, they'll see that as a powerful demonstration of siege weaponry.
Yeah, that doesn't look good.
And then there's Solace, the oldest continuously inhabited stronghold in the Living Lands, the pride of the Porgrunen, now reduced to ash and rubble.
I hate politics.
This is why I stuck to soldiering. Fairly or not, a lot of blame's gonna be laid at Adir's door. And if I had to guess, I don't think Hilgard's been helping matters while you've been out here.
So tensions are high, and everyone out here is well armed. What about it?
If and when we get out of here, we're walking into a powder keg. And you'll have to choose a side. That's the part I don't envy.
I was sent here to stop a plague, not prosecute a war.
Yeah, those were your orders. And if you make it back, you'll be the godlike Adiran who survived an assassination, treated with local leaders, faced a god, and stopped the Dream Scourge. That's a powerful symbol indeed.
I don't want to make this choice.
I wouldn't either. Look on the bright side. Maybe we die here, and then you don't have to. I don't mean to burden you. It's late, and you've still got a god to face. Just know that whatever you choose, I'll fight alongside you. I'm with you to the end of this.
Thanks, Kai.
Anytime. What's on your mind?
Is there anything to talk about? Oh. How do I prepare for what's ahead?
I barely plan further than the next meal, and you're asking me?
Yes.
I don't know, Envoy. I just try to take each day and each battle as it comes. And you can see where that's gotten me. But I think it's possible to be too prepared.
Life rarely goes according to plan. If you can't adapt to the battle in front of you, you've already lost.
Exactly. Yeah. You know what all of us think by now. Ultimately, you're the one who has to decide what to do with Sapadal and where your loyalties lie. My advice? Get a good night's rest. And when the moment comes, follow your instincts.
I once told you to follow your gut. You brushed it off and said something about pie.
And I stand by it. Next time you need to find a bakery, I'm your man. You're the one who found a god's prison. I hear you, though. It's easier to give that advice than to take it. But look at it this way. Whatever you choose, you'll end the Dream Scourge, and you'll give the Living Lands a future. And I'd wager that's better than where we are now. Shoot.
Let's talk about the garden.
I'm not sure I'll be much help, but I'll try.
No, that's all.
Night, Envoy.
Marius?
Envoy? We can get along. She could be... Thanks for talking.
Okay, so he doesn't have anything.
I'm starting to suspect that every...
Alright, you've got nothing as well.
Envoy.
Alright, Giada.
So, this is it. The spiritual epicenter of the living lands. Where it all began, and where it all ends. For so long I have looked out on a horizon full of possibilities. Now that it's here, I'm too scared to breathe. Ugh, why am I so anxious?
You were feeling lost after Emerald's Stare. This place gives you hope.
You may be right. When I gave up, I stopped worrying so much. And now that we're here, it's obvious I don't know what I want anymore. Do you remember when Manto Pastor sent you after the heart of an Adragan?
Of course. To power his invention.
That was nothing compared to this. We are standing in the beating heart of the living lands. Just imagine what we can do with it.
Cut it out, jeez. And why must we do anything?
Animancers don't ask why. We ask how. My parents were going to build a better world for Animancers. That dream was their legacy to me. You and I have come farther than they did. To an impossible place where anything can happen. Anything.
Whatever you need, I'm here for you.
Of course you are. I don't know what's going to happen, but you've had my back since the beginning. I won't forget it.
You know any stories about the garden?
Well, that depends. I know a few spooky stories about the living lands. They may or may not have anything to do with the garden.
Sure, I'll hear a spooky story.
Okay, but if something goes bump in the night, I'm waking you up.
Let me think of a good one. There are so many, I can't decide. Which do you want to hear first? I know one about a ranger's dream, one about a haunted well, and one about a golden city.
I want to hear the ranger's dream.
One sunny day, a ranger took a nap in the woods of Emerald Stare. He awoke to a forest of dead trees, the night sky full of unfamiliar stars. After getting his bearings, he walked in the direction of Fior Messivernal, but the settlement was gone. In its place was the most beautiful garden, hills bursting with flowers, the grass as soft as Valiant silk. Enchanted by this vision, he bent to pick a rose, but its thorn cut like a knife, severing 3 fingers. Then, a voice filled his head, shouting, "Go now, before the land takes you, body and soul." He awoke in his own bed, a wilted rose clutched in his 2-fingered hand.
That's a good one.
It's nonsense, of course, but that's why I like it.
Can I hear another one?
Of course. Which one did you have in mind?
Tell me the haunted well.
Once upon a time, a young girl left town to fetch water from the local well. After pulling up the rope, she discovered the head of a Delimgan, one of the tree folk, staring at her from the bucket. "Return me to my grove," it said, "and I will grant you 3 wishes." So she carried the head into a peaceful clearing and sat it down on a tree stump. First, she wished for long life. The head granted her wish. Second, she wished to be impervious to a sword blade. Granted. And finally, she wished to know what happens after we die. No one ever saw her again. All they found was an Adra pillar in the middle of a clearing, next to an old stump.
Spooky. I like that one.
I heard it as a child. Took me years before I would fetch water again.
Can I hear another one?
Of course. Which one did you have in mind?
Tell me about the Golden City.
Many years ago, when Fior Messiverno was barely a dot on the map, an animancer got lost in the wilderness. He came upon a pair of ancient trees, their trunks and branches intertwined. A strange light shone in the space between the trees, and beyond that light, a city of gold. So the animancer returned with an axe to chop the trees apart and fit his body through the narrow gap. But with every blow of his axe, the towers of the Golden City fell. The walls crumbled, the lights flickered out. By the time he made it through, there was nothing left. Only the bones of a once mighty civilization. As for the two trees, they were dead, hacked to splinters, leaving him no path back the way he came.
You know, these stories have a consistent theme.
Very perceptive. What do you think it is? I have my own opinion, but I'm curious about yours.
It does seem to be that nature punishes the careless. Don't pursue what you don't understand is technically true. But I feel like the Audra Pillar one doesn't quite line up with that one. And then mortals should not reach for immortal power. Technically true. I don't know, I just thought it sounded cool. Beware of nature, for it punishes the careless.
That is true of many places, not just the living lands. These stories might not shine any light on the garden, but they could inform the way we think about it. First, the garden is beyond all mortal understanding. If you think you're safe here, you're not. And second, when you walk into the unknown, make sure to bring a friend.
Good thing we have each other.
Indeed. I couldn't have made it this far on my own. Hey, you're a good listener. Not everyone has the patience to hold their questions to the end. Alas, that is all I can tell you about the garden. For now, at least.
I wanted to ask about you.
What are you so curious about?
Nothing, apparently.
Not before I've done some reading.
Alright, so I
Does
guess
anyone
that
want
is
to share a
it.
scary story?
No.
Gods no.
Why not? We've got everything we need. The crackling campfire, the foreboding ambiance.
I actually need to get some rest tonight. I'd rather not spend the whole night screaming in my sleep.
Well, I liked Giada's story.
Thank you, Yardsley. I suppose I owe the rest of you an apology. I didn't mean to frighten anyone.
Your stories are very good. They're just feeling a little too close to reality right now.
I'll try and think of something more pleasant then. Like a mouse and a rabbit going on pathetic little adventures.
Real quick.
Okay.
Fits like a glove.
That's not what I meant to do.
Good.
That's
Now,
all. I
as
only got 1 point for that.
I was saying.
Yeah, we'll stick
Okay.
with that one.
Best food you've eaten. Go.
Fury and root hog ribs.
Really? Fascinating. Why?
Why? Why do you need to know?
Well, I think you can learn a lot about someone from their favorite meals.
Is one of the options because it's delicious?
It can be.
What did my answer tell you?
that you dislike answering what you perceive to be meaningless questions.
Wow. It's like you're a cipher or something.
Alright, we're done here. Party management. We're dropping Marius, we're taking Giada, because it's been a hot fucking minute since we've had her in the party. And I feel like it's more appropriate to bring her along anyway. I kind of wish it would allow us to take everybody, but I guess not. And Marius has something to say.
Wonder if
Of course
Yahtzee
he
brought our
does.
ladder. Well, that's convenient.
Indeed. I don't think we can even go backwards. Oh, but this does seem to be a whole location, so there might be a camp further along. Bloodwrithe Toadstool. Yeah, they're gonna load me up with the final items right before the end. Oh, that shit's just floating over there. That shit is just straight up floating. And we got a big ass chest. Hydrobon. Yeah, they're really telling you, like, if you don't have your shit upgraded yet, now is the time to do it. Or it done should have been done already.
Nice of someone to mark that spot for us.
That's it.
Yeah, right?
The heart of the garden. Sapadal's cage.
Let's just do a quick sweep of everything here first. Oh, wow.
Is he really an archer? I get the feeling I don't.
Oh, did that miss? Damn. Goodbye.
That's one for us.
It's giving me jewels to sell when there's damn well not going to be any merchants further on.
You're mine now.
And rock!
On your right.
Another soul.
God damn.
Not bad, Envoy.
Worth and raw!
I got this.
Is the bleed gonna get him? Oh, not quite. Hello.
Don't see a better way down. You first. I'll be right behind you.
Oh, no, no, no. We're not jumping yet. Huh. Yeah, nothing else further that way. Boy, I wish I was getting more living steel chunks. Alright, only way down.
Don't move.
Anything down here? Oh, I do see a passageway. Yeah, hold on. Interesting. I don't know how I'm intended to cut that from down here. Let alone shoot fire at it either. Okay, before we go that way, got an obvious pathway over here. And we need Yahtzee to open that. Son of a bitch, man. Well, it's a good thing there's a fucking thing right here, so we can just pull her out, immediately dump her ass, and try again. Set up camp. Well, Marius has something to say.
Envoy, what do you need?
Interesting. He doesn't, though.
Let's make sure they're not listening. The only one we haven't? I don't know. Things have changed a bit, I guess. She's not so bad. I mean, she keep... Not before I've done some reading.
Yeah, it says he's got something to talk about, but...
Envoy, what do you need?
There's nothing.
If I must.
That's annoying.
I've heard of strange colors in the sky, and weeks of twilight in the white that wins. Wonder if it's anything like this. I'll be here if you need me.
Envoy, pinch me. I must be dreaming. I've long imagined what the garden could look like, but... even all the depictions I've seen in all the ruins, they didn't do it justice. And that's not even counting all the little surprises we've gotten. And you're on the way to meet your god. Years of being an unclaimed godlike. And now, it feels like a typhoon of information has hit us. I've yet to catch my breath. There are even floating sky islands. How are you staying so calm?
You think I'm calm?
Oh, you hide it masterfully, dearie. Just be sure to remember everything we see. I'll want to pick your brain later.
Well, glad to see the garden is living up to your expectations.
This place is... it's more than I could have ever dreamed. I know we have to find your god and figure out what to do with them, but... oh, I almost feel like I could stay here forever.
What about Quilici?
Well, perhaps Quilici and I could move in here. Surely, he'd see the possibilities. Still, I just... oh, it's breathtaking here. And think how much I could learn here. Pockets of time in the lives of the Akita are here, and... oh, but we've not even gotten to the end yet. We haven't seen everything. Let's get moving. There's my favorite Adiran. Tired already, Envoy?
I'll take the first watch. Any excuse to look around.
Is the garden everything you expected?
I don't know what I expected. Everything here feels wrong. As if we're standing in the eye of a storm. Can you feel it? Essences radiating from the very stones on which we walk. This is a place of power, forgotten by time. We are insignificant by comparison. Does that answer your question?
Perfectly.
Thank goodness. One word of advice. Trust nothing you see or hear. For all we know, this is happening in your head. Or better yet, in mine. Who could rest at a time like this?
Alright, workbench. So unfortunately I don't have enough steel to upgrade this any further, which is kind of annoying. We've got just enough for the armor, which we will do. Oh, they actually bumped Heaven Strike up, that's crazy. Can I produce living steel chunks? Yes, yes I can. Just make 10 of those. And just make a bunch of these. Alright, here we go. Damn, that was not as much as I was hoping it would be. I only need 2 more, damn it. Okay, hold on. Wait. Fuck. Okay, wait. Son of a bitch. Man. Dragonhide, eh? Can I make Dragonhide? Oh, absolutely. Let's just make 25. Let's bump our armor up. Holy crap, I need more. Let's just bump our armor up as much as possible. Boom, perfect. I got an achievement. Jingle, jangle, jingle. Equipped a fully upgraded set of armor. Cool. And is there anything that we need? No, all of these already have their enchantments improved. There's not much more we can do. In case I decide to use a fucking pistol. It's a little late in the game for that now.
Marius, could I examine your soul?
We've already heard that one. We're good. We will drop Kai ever so briefly and pick up Yatsley so that we can open that gate and then immediately dump her ass. Ah, fuck.
A breath held. Trepidation. You are close, yet distant still.
I had to rest. This place is exhausting in a way I can't describe.
Your soul is small. The essence weighs like the sea on your chest. We feel the pressure, darkness, yet somehow strengthened resolve. We wonder.
You know what I wonder?
The deer leaps at its reflection in the lake.
Surprised?
You have defied our expectations at every turn. Perhaps we should not have been.
What would you do if you weren't a god?
A rose bush grows berries. We cannot be but what we are.
Humor me. Imagine.
We would be so old and yet so young. We would drink the sea air, the grass, see the world as those with our gift.
How would it feel to be mortal?
Petals that wither beneath the snow. An end to our time. We twine. Vengeance denied. Squandered. This cannot be.
That doesn't sound very peaceful.
We spoke of growth.
No, you definitely said something just now.
We speak of freedom when the hand still clasps around our throat. Wake now. Find us.
See, I don't trust her. I genuinely do not trust her. Like, at all.
Worth and raw.
Alright, Yahtzee, work your magic.
Walk like it's hard.
Anything in the waters beneath us? Nope, it's literally just there to serve as an obstacle. Alright.
Worth and raw.
I might not have put those close enough. Nah, they're fine. Another godless shrine, huh? Wow, really? That's certainly an acquired taste. Definitely not mine. It is funny that they would dump a, how do I put it, a brand new item like that right at the end of the game when you literally can't even use it anymore.
Worth and raw.
No, that's not anything? Damn, I could swear that could have been something. I'm trying to figure out how to get this specific thing over here. Like, this one's crazy that we can't get to it. And I don't want to go in through that door yet. Let's see what's over here. Is there anything down here? Nope. Well, that's an obvious door. Another big chest. Charm of Bones. Summon a trio of skeletons to fight with you. I mean, that's cool, but once again, it's a little too late.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Or am I going mad? What is the meaning of this? It can't be real. This is an illusion. A joke. Tell me we're both seeing the same thing.
It's your family's lab all over again.
But worse. So much worse. Why am I cursed to see this again? Why does the memory follow me wherever I go?
I think the garden is misleading us. Playing with our senses.
Wanna know what I think? I think someone's laughing at me. Whoever is responsible, I'm tired of the bullshit. Step forward and answer for yourself, coward!
Godlike of Sapadal, long have we awaited you.
Finally, you've come home.
It's not just me, right? The plants are talking.
Oh my gods. They're alive?
Talk to them, Giada.
How? Where would I even begin?
Giada Castell, welcome.
Wait, you know me? How do you know me?
For centuries, our whispers filled the silence. Then we heard your mother's call.
My mother? You heard her?
She reached out to us, using the tool you now carry.
But that would have been years ago. The first time she used the phantasmal focus. The only time she used it.
We heard, and Sapadal answered, saying in a great voice, "We are here. You have found us."
But when Sapadal speaks, the living lands trembles. The voice of a god can be a terrible thing.
You're saying Sapadal was responsible for the lab accident?
No. This can't be. What exactly happened to my parents? Tell me, please. I need to know.
Sapadal wanted to be heard, and in so doing, twisted your family in body and soul, broke them into a more suitable shape.
Sapadal does not know the limits of their strength. Mistakes were made.
Mistakes were made? Do you have any idea what my life has been since your little mistake?
After the incident, your parents were like us, and we took pity, so we helped them move on, as they wanted.
In the end, they thought only of you, their pride, and their love.
That's it. That's really it. The answer I've been searching for all these years. Sapadal destroyed my family.
I'm so sorry, Giada. I had no idea about any of this.
I don't hold you responsible. I don't even know if I hold Sapadal responsible. Your god has the intelligence of a scatterbrained goat. But that isn't their fault. It's simply how they came into being.
You think they're telling the truth?
I know they are. My mother and father would not have wanted this. A good animancer embraces death. And they were the best.
What are these things?
We are companions, toys, diversions. Sapadal fashioned us out of dreams and memories.
I can't believe it never occurred to me. They're animats. Ancient vessels held together with duty and loyalty. Their design is unusual, organic, much like the garden itself. Sapadal's work. All this time, your god has been making imaginary friends, drawing pictures on the walls of their cell. It's almost too sad to imagine. One final question, spirits. What is this? Why are you trying to ruin my life again? Is this your way of haunting me? What is it you want?
Not to be pedantic, but that was 4 questions.
We want to apologize on Sapadal's behalf, and for the part we played in your sorrow.
They want to apologize. I came to the garden for answers, not to offer forgiveness.
I trust you to make this decision yourself.
Shit. This is going to hurt. Sapadal has been trapped here for millennia. Alone. Confused. Screaming into the void for anyone who will listen. When they heard the voice of a stranger, they overreacted. How can I hold that against you? Apology accepted.
Thank you, Giada. And thank you, Godlike, for bringing her all this way.
The time has come for you to find your patron, as you were meant to.
And what will happen to you?
Now that you have returned to the garden, Sapadal has everything they need. We will fade, as all things fade.
I'm sorry.
Don't be. Nurtured or neglected, every garden dies in time. We will return to the soil from which we emerged. In time, you will do the same.
Should I expect to find more of these apparitions in the garden?
A garden is whatever you plant in it.
Sapodal wishes to be understood, as all mortals do. Seen, as all mortals are. What you see is the truth, glimpsed through their eyes, and they wish to share it.
Rest well.
Our purpose draws to a close. A long rest is assured. May the living lands receive you with open arms. Farewell.
Goodbye. We need to talk about this, but not here.
Give her space, dearie. Giada will speak more when she's ready.
I can rip mushrooms off them. That's horrible. And that doorway needs to have some electricity thrown into it, but I don't actually see a way of doing it. So... let's head back to camp. Let's head back to camp and talk about that, because that was insane. And we can dump Yatsley as well. Hopefully we won't need her anymore. That was nuts. That was genuinely nuts. I wasn't expecting a payoff for that, so now I'm thinking there might be payoffs for every character involved.
How are you holding up after seeing those, plant people?
Well, I've seen things not intended for mortal eyes, and uncovered the dark truth of my family's downfall. But here I am. And how are you?
Don't worry about me. I just want to know how you're feeling.
I'm... complicated. But at least I know what happened to my parents.
Knowing's one thing. Feeling okay about it's another.
Yes, that part could take a while.
As long as it doesn't turn into a ghost story. I'm here if you need to talk.
We're talking right now.
It won't be easy, but you have to let yourself feel it. All of it. Even the parts that hurt like a blessed saltfly bite.
Just be kind to yourself, dearie.
I don't know what to say, except... I'm grateful to know each of you.
Envoy, what do you need?
Nothing, apparently.
Until next time.
I guess his shit's just broken.
If we make it out of this place, we'll have stories to tell. Wonder if anyone will believe them. Try to get some rest.
We really must stop meeting like this. People will talk. Don't mind if I do.
All this time, I thought my parents died in a freak accident. An experiment gone awry. A mistake. And in a way, they did. But it wasn't their mistake. It was Sapodal's.
You were generous to forgive them.
Generous? Perhaps. Until I knew the whole story, there was never anyone to blame. This whole experience has me considering my family's work in a different light. Look at what my mother accomplished. Armed with her research and her wits, she found a god. When you speak to a god, it's nothing. Barely a reflex. But for the rest of us, it's unimaginable. No Animancer can live up to that. Certainly not me. I thought their legacy was a curse, and I could only break it by completing their work. I was wrong.
Don't sell yourself short. You can still do incredible things.
Of course I can. But now, I can do them for the right reasons. One thing is certain. When it comes to animancy, I need to unlearn some of my old assumptions. I wanted to tame the spirit of the living lands. Now, there's so much about it I don't understand, and it's creepy, but wonderful.
I wonder if Sapadal would be willing to assist you.
They probably won't even notice me, but stranger things have happened. I believe the power flowing out of the garden drove this island mad. That has to end. Through animancy, we could help the living lands recover. It would take a lifetime, maybe more, but that's a small price to pay. Then again, who am I to interfere with an ecosystem that I barely understand? On the other hand, half the fun of animancy is stirring the pot and getting into trouble. I think I know what I want, but there are too many variables to consider. What do you think?
Interesting choices. You owe it to yourself to continue your research and grow as an animancer.
I have a lot of catching up to do, and plenty of room to grow. But I think you're right. So be it. Starting today, I don't have to live up to anyone's example. Animancy can be whatever I make of it.
Your mother and father would be proud.
I know they would be. And not just because some ancient plans told me so. Now I just have to decide which field of research to pursue. But no need to bore you with the details. I've only got one lifetime as Giada Castel, so I'd better make it count. Hey, you helped me through a very difficult time. I just wanted to say thank you.
If anyone's gonna lead the way for animancy, I can't think of a better fit than you.
Alright, I guess that's it. Dump you. Pick him back up. Any more dreams? No. Oh shit.
I see the disciple has found his way into the cell.
No. Clarion Steel. We know this voice. Why is she here?
You. In the garden.
I'm everywhere my tools have mouths to speak.
Out. Out. Her voice pierces our skin.
Look at this place. A quagmire of your parasite's worst instincts. Can you even begin to grasp the forces that you tamper with?
Why don't you explain then, instead of insulting me?
Apparently, I must. The situation is worse than I perceived. Do you think you're special, with your god's thorn in your side? Do you believe you can hold dominion over chaos itself? When even the collective fury of the real gods could only confine the sniveling creature to this wasteland.
I knew it.
You suspected. Then you must have understood why.
It is true. She twists the knife. The seas run red with memory.
In time, the gods felt the wretched powers seeping through this land. Its madness would consume us all if it was not contained.
Wait. Sapadal could destroy all of Aora. What do you mean?
Chaos has no respect for borders. It goes where it will. A pity that its followers could not be reasoned with.
You ordered the Magfolk to kill them too.
Of course I did. The poor godless, worshipping the very thing that subsumed them. We could not excise the rot and spare the roots that nourished it.
You could have found a way to contain Sappadal without the senseless death.
There was none. Utmost chaos calls for unwavering rebuke.
There's always a better way. But if you're all-powerful, you could have created one, couldn't you?
I see what you're implying. I will not acknowledge it.
Why does our prison not protect us? Help us! Silence her!
Listen to its tantrum. It knows neither order nor sense. Adir is the only thing holding back the tide of entropy.
Whatever the answer is, the living lands can't go on like this.
The answer is obvious to those with the courage to accept it. You are here now. There's still time to succeed where Ludwig failed. Face your false god and end its reign of terror permanently.
How? I can't kill a god.
Your soul. It is tethered to you. Only you can siphon its essence into yourself.
I don't want to do this. But if the whole world is at stake...
The path of justice is fraught. Only the strong may follow it. I leave you with a warning. The false god's essence is strong here. It taints all it touches. My magfolk may be hostile to you. Stay vigilant and remember your oath.
Never understood Wodika's appeal. Still don't.
That's it. From now on, I pray to no god.
Wonderful.
Worth and wrath!
Oh, the water didn't get shocked? How did I miss? Come on, buddy.
Your turn!
Never had a chance.
Hell yeah.
Bravo!
What the fuck? Sarcophagus key? Ah, you're kidding me. And where could that be hiding, Huh. What do those do? Do those do something? I don't know. Now I'm gonna be looking around for this fucking key. Is it... like... where the fuck... Is that something up there? No, it doesn't really look like it. Alright, well, let's carry on.